is now getting his hands dirty against arguably the greatest lightweight fighter ever. Actually, the GOAT. Floyd Mayweather is going to fight Logan Paul June 6th. It's official, Sammy. I like this little, sports / entertainment conglomerate that Snoop Dogg's building up. What do you think about this? Are you even interested in this fight? And
not really.
What if Logan Paul wins? Let's just entertain that BS.
I know what it is, so I'm not even really interested. I know it's just something to have fun with. It's something to be jokey about. The same way the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson thing was jokey.
Yeah, it's a showcase. It's like an exhibition.
But it's Floyd 1-on-1, and that's part of the reason why you have to always argue Floyd for that GOAT position, because he can take something like this and still make it pack up the house and still make it sell tickets.
Yeah,
and there's not a lot of other boxers that could really do something like that with somebody who's not even really from the sport.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. The fact that everybody is buzzing about this, and it sounds like everybody is willing to entertain this. And if I'm not mistaken, him and Nate Robinson got a good amount of buys for when he boxed Nate Robinson. So imagine the buys and the buy rates that this pay-per-view is going to get with Mayweather's name attached to it. It's obviously a money grab. It's obviously just for entertainment. It's obvious that Floyd Mayweather's the huge favorite. Hell, he might not get hit. Let's be honest. He might not get hit at all.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It would be a shock if he gets hit. So
he might let him graze him.
Yeah,
he might let him
for entertainment.
The same way he let McGregor graze him a little bit, he might let him graze him.
Well, let's be fair to McGregor. McGregor's he's not a boxer, but he's a little bit better than, not even a little bit. You could trust him in any type of combat more than Logan Paul. So I think it was a little bit of Conor, having that strength and experience. But man, I'm expecting maybe a hit, but I'm expecting Floyd to do his defensive game. Nobody does the defensive game better than more Mayweather. And I think I'll watch it. I'll tune into it.
Yeah, me too. But I'm a Mayweather fanatic. That's the only reason why I'm going to tune in. I'm really big on Mayweather when it comes to Mayweather. I was always a fan of Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Even when he was doing the whole Conor stuff, I was like, this is what makes Mayweather. There's no guy who's going to buzz up a fight and get a fight more attraction than him. He just knows how to do it. He knows how to work the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much he could if he wanted to, he could literally, do another wrestling match.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it would work gold, because he knows how to work the game and work the system. There's nobody, and this is exactly what he's taking from them and bringing it to this Logan fight.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point. Even, rest in peace, Muhammad Ali. Even the great Muhammad Ali got involved in a WrestleMania, and he even and he went on to say that, that element of trash talk and verbal skills, he took that from wrestling. He took the swagger and the promos and the verbal jabs from wrestling, and those parallels are cool, because mic skills is an important thing with wrestling. And for people who don't know what mic skills are, it's essentially verbal skills. When you get on the microphone, you know how to sell a fight. You know how to sell the entertainment. You know how to grab people in and connect them to your words and hang on every word. And Floyd Mayweather, he's just the greatest at that. It's funny that we're talking about this, because now that I think about it, the press conference and the trash talk leading up to this, it might be better than the fight itself. That's how great Mayweather is.
Literally. Even if Mayweather doesn't even talk that much,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's just gonna, and it already has people talking because people are like, oh my goodness, he's too great, he's too this, he's too that. Listen, Mayweather already said he's retired. He's not gonna take any more big fights. He said that. He said it himself. He said that he had his time. You know, he's older now. He's not gonna take any more big fights. He only even took this because the kid got cocky and he was, you know what I mean? He kind of goaded him into it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Mayweather's like, why not? You know what I mean? It's an easy payday for me. It's an easy payday for him. And everybody gets to win and watch me do something in the ring.
So you don't think in any way it's kind of like, I ain't going to use the word tarnish because nothing could tarnish you when you're undefeated, but you don't think it's a little bit beneath him to step out of retirement against Logan Paul? And I do understand why it's happening, of course, but I at the same time do think it is slightly beneath Floyd Mayweather when it comes down to it. But hey, money's money. I think it's smart.
I don't think it's beneath him only because he came out and said he's done. If he didn't come out and say he's done, then I would say it's beneath him. Because it's like, Floyd, what do you? Now it's like, Floyd, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not done, take somebody who's actually going to mean something. But the fact that he was like, yo, I'm not going to do this seriously no more. I'd look at it the same way what Mike Tyson's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting, especially if he was to somehow hit him more than once and get the crowd into it. And Floyd is, playing along. But I can't wait to see how the guy does, man. But I want to get into a quick thing. Daniel Bryan, by the time this episode airs, of course, Daniel Bryan would have faced Roman Reigns, and they're doing a career versus title stipulation for the Universal Championship. If Daniel Bryan loses, his career is over. Usually, when they do storylines like this, it usually means that either the guy's going to be written off of TV for a reason, or they're going to another brand. So that leads me to believe Daniel Bryan's going to Raw. Do you see that being the direction?
Either that, or he's really going to do the New Japan thing.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I do know his contract. I don't know the exact date.
You don't think they'll just let it run out and let him do the New Japan thing?
I don't know if his contract is like. I don't know how much time's left on his contract, but I do know his contract's expiring very soon. I don't know how soon that is, but I don't think they would just let him write out the contract and not be on TV. Definitely not. I don't think they would do that. But I don't know. I'm optimistic he's going to Monday Night Raw because we've been talking about it for weeks. Monday Night Raw is in desperate need of credible baby faces, credible good guys that people like to root for. And there's no better white meat good guy, pure vanilla cookie cutter good guy than Daniel Bryan. And think about this. Since the brand split has came back, Daniel Bryan has not been on Raw. He hasn't been on Raw since 2015 or 2014, I believe. Ever since they split back up and bought the Universal Championship in 2016, Daniel Bryan's never been on Raw. So I think it'll make Raw fresh. It'll give them another threat in the main event picture. And also look at all the matchups that he's never had. Bryan versus Bobby Lashley. Daniel Bryan versus Drew McIntyre. Daniel Bryan, Braun Strowman. There is a lot for him to do on Raw, and I really hope that's where they're going with this.
I would like it. Listen, if Daniel wants to go to Raw, that amplifies Raw in big time folds. You know what I mean?
Automatically.
Because Raw needs that more legitimacy. You know what I mean? Like, because they lost kind of all of their legit main offenders, guys who have track records, guys who are already established. You know what I mean? They kind of left with guys who are still trying to carve a name out for themselves. If you really look at it, it's Bobby, it's Drew, it's
Riddle, Damian Priest, a lot of guys, finding themselves. Yeah,
they're still trying to carve out a career. So Daniel Bryan will help them with that tremendously. But if you did say he was looking at the whole New Japan thing, what if he's really looking at that?
No, knowing Daniel Bryan, I'm not talking like we know him personally, but judging by how he talks in interviews, and especially one of his recent interviews, he did say he's trying to find a way to convince WWE to let him wrestle anywhere he would like, as if he was like a free agent that gets to bounce around. I don't see WWE letting that happen. So, but I also don't see Daniel Bryan saying, all right, if they won't let me just break free of WWE completely. I think he needs WWE a lot right now.
You don't think he would just cut the ties if that's what he really wants?
You see him you think he would? If he wants to really wrestle, all these indie type, the Kenny Omegas and
you want to know something? I don't understand. I don't understand why any of these guys leave, but they do it.
I don't either. You're right. I mean, I'm not ruling it out. I know this sounds crazy, but here's how I look at it. And this is just a real educated guess based off of me. I like to try to read between the lines if I'm going to, put a wild prediction out there. If he does leave, if he does decide, I really want to wrestle guys I never wrestled, like Kenny Omega, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, all those people on AEW, a lot of Japan wrestlers. If he makes that decision, CM Punk will follow him to AEW. That's how I'm rating it. I don't think he'll go over there without some type of ace like that. I think him and CM Punk would have planned it because they got a lot of history. They've known each other since the Indies. I think I could see them being the guys like, hey, I want to do something different and be the stars over there. But other than that, he got Total Bellas. He got all these investments. He'd be crazy. You think Vince won't take off Total Divas? I know that. That's a moneymaker, yo. If you leave, you think Brie want him to leave?
That would probably affect her in a lot of ways, wouldn't it? Like it would kind of mess with her gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely would. But on the CM Punk thing, I don't know if he's coming back to do anything.
You don't think he's ever coming back?
I don't know. The answers he's been given, it really doesn't seem like anybody who would even think about doing it, unless it's something like unless they give him kind of like a Brock Lesnar type of thing where he can come and go as he pleases and he gets to do what he wants to do.
I think that's what he wants. I think that's what he would want.
But honestly. I don't think WWE is going to give that to him. You
don't think if he came back to WWE tomorrow, I'm sure he would be a part-timer.
No, but
I'm sure.
I mean, the leeway that Brock Lesnar gets to do, like
the leeway.
When he comes, he gets to come. He picks his fight. He picks how he gets used.
Yeah.
He picks everything. You know what I mean? Everything's laid out.
I think they would give it to him. Vince is a forgiving guy.
I'm not sure they would give that to CM Punk.
To keep him away from AEW? I think they would.
I don't think they would care if he went to AEW.
No, I would care if I think CM Punk's worth caring for, man. That star power. That
Why?
Is he not the last wrestling comeback that everybody wants to see because of unfinished business? He is. What other comeback are we holding out a little bit of hope for? That's the most interesting comeback.
If he was to come back,
he has too much unfinished business.
If he was to come back, it would be good. Yeah, it would be a good thing. But is he one of those guys that could cause a major shift? I'm not sure he would cause a major shift anymore. I'm not sure he would cause a major shift anymore. I think it's been too long.
That's hard to say. I think the fact that it's been too long it would give him that extra interest, especially at first.
He's even skinnier now.
He's doing movies, apparently, low-rep movies.
You see what I mean? He got knocked out a couple times in UFC. The stigma is gone.
Man, nobody would care about him getting knocked out.
Nah, they would care.
Not in wrestling.
The last time we looked at you, you were getting embarrassed on the floor.
Hey, we all knew he wasn't a fighter. That's for sure. If anyone thought he was a fighter, they're bugging. But you already hear people already planted the excuses for him. Oh, no matter what, anybody who steps in the octagon's a tough guy. That's what people be saying about him. Nobody would hold that against him.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, in terms of the fighting world, because at the end of the day, this is a competitive combat sport.
Yeah, so on some level, yeah.
Yeah, so you come here, you gotta at least look like the role, look like the tough guy. He doesn't even look like CM Punk anymore.
Because he's not a wrestler at all anymore, like at all.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you would have to come and fit the role, and it would. I mean, it would be good. I'm not saying it wouldn't be good. It would be a good comeback. I think he could come back and make noise. But I don't think it would be something that would be, a major transcendent, like if John Cena came back or something. Or
you can't even compare that.
Or if Lesnar comes back. You know what I mean?
It's just the fact that AEW doesn't have a guy like that. And to get a guy like that, or if WWE was to get that back, that's a big name to drop on your roster, like to come in for free, like that. Especially for AEW, they don't got someone like that, and he would instantly be their biggest star.
It's big if he can still go, kind of how he used to go. Yeah, of course,
that matters too. That matters too. So, how he performs.
Yeah, if you can come back, build your weight just a little bit more to what you was. And you can still get in the ring and do some things. Because I know we can still talk.
Oh, I think the talking would be on a whole nother level because of all the things he's been holding in all these years. The promos
I know
would be
we can
lit.
still talk.
I'm just saying if it's gonna be interesting to see, man. If Daniel Bryan's to do that, if he wants to play the whole "I want to wrestle unknowns I never wrestled," yeah, I could realistically see that. But man, I'm just thinking from a normal place, like he don't got it bad in WWE. He got it real great, and it's not like they're overworking him. Ever since he got cleared back, if they let him, get months off, he's a little bit more of a he's like a Jericho full timer, part timer. Like he's not really night in, night out. They're flexible with him, so it would surprise me, like, to just leave all that away in a way, Brad.
I think he would be a fool to do that, to leave. But I think your prediction will be right. I'm gonna go with your prediction. I'm actually gonna ride with you on that one.
Monday Night Raw.
I think he's just gonna transition to Raw.
I think so.
He'll probably just get written off SmackDown for a long time.
Because, man, I named a few, but there's so much more people for him to beef with and have storylines with over there. Damian Priest, Morrison.
And SmackDown has everybody too. When you really look at it, they got everybody.
I don't think so.
They have everybody.
How they have everybody? They got Roman. Their top main eventer is essentially Roman, Daniel, who's about to leave, and now Cesaro.
Yeah. They have Seth.
Yeah. Seth.
They can always flip.
But that was the right move. Seth never worked on SmackDown. He needed a change.
They have Edge. They stole Edge.
Man, Edge is killing at home again. I swear.
Yeah, but when he comes back, he's going to be on SmackDown.
We'll see. I feel like part timers like Edge could go anywhere they want almost.
You know they left that room
do
for
be
him
doing
to come
that.
back. That's why they didn't let him win. They left the room for him to come back and do something.
Well, he was on Raw at first. The first year he was there. He was on Raw.
He should have stayed on Raw. They needed him more.
I think so too.
Now we got to watch Bobby and Drew fight again
with Braun Strowman, triple threat
with Strowman in the middle. Okay, I
like the fact that they made it a triple threat. That tells me that Bobby Lashley's gonna pin Braun Strowman. That makes me a lot more comfortable.
They did that.
I was waiting. I was waiting for that.
They were like, Drew, you can't take a pin another time.
They be making it clear with Braun Strowman. Nah, they thought about like, nah, Drew, we gotta protect you some more. Because Drew has to chase this championship for a long time, bro. He has to be on chase mode. He can't be on holding it mode.
Nah, they gotta get something. Yeah, they gotta get something else for him to do, man.
That's what I'm saying. He can't chase it forever. This has to be his last shot in a while.
But the problem is, he can't really fight any grudge matches with anybody. Who's he gonna fight a grudge match with?
I know.
I mean, he could possibly do something with Shane, but
I do think they still have unfinished business a little bit. Maybe for a little bit, but
we've kind of seen it already.
Yeah. That's why they do need a reset with the rosters, because you need to move some people over, man. He needs people to work with. Not someone like King Corbin either.
Somebody who's actually in the upper echelon.
It could be Daniel. I could see that for 2-3 months possibly, depending how they do it.
But he would have to flip.
No,
he would have to flip.
They could do They could do a good guy, good guy. They could pull it off
for a grudge match, though.
I think so.
Because he's gonna have to. If you do that, he has to fight with him at least twice.
He did it with Goldberg. They were good guy. Yo, was it not a good guy?
Goldberg, man.
Goldberg's a fan favorite. That's all I'm saying.
What else can Goldberg be?
Come on, Sammy. Goldberg can't be a bad guy?
No.
If anything, I feel like they could maybe get more out of him if he was bad.
No. Has that ever worked? Goldberg as a back. Goldberg can't talk.
Have they ever tried it? Now that we talk about it, have they ever tried? I don't think they've tried it. Has he ever tried?
Because he can't talk.
Wow.
Because he can't talk.
You don't need to talk. You don't give Goldberg a microphone. Hey, he's not that bad of a talker, bro.
He's a terrible talker.
He's not that bad of a talker, bro.
Terrible talker.
That promo when he came back, wasn't a good promo? He said, I know I'm older now. I'm here. I want to be here for the kids. I want my son to see me. That wasn't a bad promo.
Those are no-brainer things, though. Like, he can't. Was you really interested in him saying the obvious things?
Yeah.
Come on.
It was a heartfelt moment.
It's a no-brainer thing. You can't tell Goldberg to go out there and catch some heat for you.
Nah, you can't. That's not his role.
What is he gonna do?
You can't tell him to go out there and talk for 10 minutes.
He has to play that hero role that's just coming in to spare everybody. He has to do that. That's literally what he has to do.
They made it work, the babyface. But
no, they did. They squeezed it out.
I'm trying to think of people that
wasn't interesting.
I'm trying to think of people they could think to finagle with Drew. But they need to reset the rosters a little, make some trades.
They got to steal some people.
Yeah,
they got to steal some.
That
people.
dude Keith Lee, if he hurry up and came back, I don't know what's up. Hopefully he's healthy, but that would have been an option. But he disappeared. Nobody knows why.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's mad weird, Keith bro. Lee. His momentum's getting screwed up, bro.
No, because whenever he comes back, they could always revamp.
No, he's still at the point where he's so early on that it didn't mess him up 100%, but it hurt his ascending.
And I think he needed a revamp anyway. I think
he was on a good path.
I didn't get what he was. What was he?
He came in straight up and beat Orton. That's a good debut.
What's his character?
His character is, I'm limitless. You look at me and expect me to be limited like a big man, but I'm not. What?
So, we know that. We know you're fat and you can move. We just got.
That's not a character.
No, you got to do something. You got to grab something that could actually,
Come on, Sammy, man. Don't be hard on my man. He was on the right path, man. He stepped up to Randy. He fought Sheamus a couple times. He was in the United States picture.
I like him as a talent. Because he actually is limitless. He really is like that.
He lives up to his name.
But you don't have to tell people that. Get a character. Get a character that can actually, you can take a couple places. You can't take a couple places like that. I'm limitless.
I think this character could work for him. But I really think that there's potential in remaking the Hurt Business and putting him in it. That's something that I think could give him a new look if they would have want to reset him.
It would work better that way because that's actually the best thing to do with big guys.
Yeah,
make them come in as his big bad guys.
Yeah,
and then they'll pick something up along the way.
Yeah, I wish they. I hope they're not keeping it at MVP and Bobby Lashley forever. I hope they plan on reforming it, and it was just to kick out Shelton and Cedric. I'm still tight about that, man. I'm really. That's one thing that they did. I'm bitter about, man.
And he could learn a lot from MVP.
A lot,
and Bobby,
especially MVP. That is a real mentor. That is a real presence in the locker room. That's a real OG.
He could learn a lot. They'll help him shape a character together.
They'll give him charisma. They'll give him a identity.
But I gotta ask you too. What's going on with this whole Alexa Bliss thing? What's going on?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand why since WrestleMania they're giving her all the TV time and promo time, but Bray is nowhere to be found.
They messing
I don't
it
understand.
Up.
Yeah, they're screwing it. Like they're focusing on her a little too much now. That's the problem.
I never thought they should have.
She's on every promo. Bray. I don't even see Bray getting to do the Firefly Funhouse and skits like that no more. Those are entertaining. Like, can we get Bray on Monday Night Raw a little bit more? Like, he hasn't been there like that.
Where are they going with this though? What was the whole point of breaking them up?
It looks like the point was to make Alexa evil and Bray like in between guy. Now he's he fights for good and evil. He's an in-between guy. I think that's their goal. That's what it looks like.
But I don't understand what he needs another body to.
But I don't understand the payoff, because what's the payoff? He's gonna beat Alexa Bliss? Like I don't understand. There has to be somebody. There has to be somebody behind this to make it make sense.
They just deaded the whole Randy Orton thing with that.
Yeah,
with the blood on her.
I thought that was awful that they did that to him and Randy. It was a bad finale.
I don't.
It was a bad finale.
It built up to nothing, basically.
We were supposed to see something crazier than Bray getting burned. You were supposed to top that at WrestleMania. We were supposed to see something crazy over the top, but they didn't do it. They did something mad lame.
And now look at him like
it should have been like a casket, something crazy like involved, like a buried alive.
And even Randy, he got nothing out of it.
Nah, man, let's talk about that. RK Bro, Matt Riddle and Randy look like they're starting that alliance.
Why would they even do something like that?
You don't like that? I'm telling you to pay attention to Riddle.
Why would I like something like that, David? Why?
Pay attention to Riddle.
Why is Randy Orton in the tag team?
Because, yo, he was just on Kurt Angle's podcast, and he was saying that Riddle and him, he's starting to embrace Riddle as a friend in real life. And he's kind of like taking him under his wing. He said Riddle's growing on him. He requested to work with Riddle. He asked for it.
RK Bro.
RK Bro. You're laughing. People did the same thing when Daniel Bryan and Kane got together. Odd couples work sometimes. Odd pairings with tag teams work sometimes. Rock and Sock connection. Kane and Daniel Bryan. It works sometimes.
Yeah, but those are two magnificent characters.
Miz and Big Show.
Being thrown
remember they were partners?
You're naming two magnificent characters being juggled up in the mix. You know what I mean? There's going to be magic out of this. I don't understand what's going to happen out of this. You got a legend killer. You got a legend killer. And then you got what? The guy who says bro all the time?
Let's be honest.
What's going to happen out of this?
Let's be honest. Matt Riddle rolled them up and beat him last week. Randy comes back this week and was like, "Yo, I'm willing to give a tag team a chance." Let's be honest. It's Randy snaking. He'll probably end up kicking him in the head. You know, it's basically a feud. He's feuding with Matt Riddle. Let's be honest. They ain't really a team. Let's be honest. Let's look at it for what it is. They're not really a team. You know, Randy Orton proves every time when he does this, he's snaking you. You can't trust Randy Orton, the Viper. He's snaking him, bro. And Riddle's mad gullible. He's happy. He thinks they're really partners. It's gonna end in a personal rivalry.
I hope. I'm gonna give it like an extra month to
let it play out. If there's any, bro, it's a chess move, bro. If there's any, no pun intended. See the bro, you can't help but say it. It's a chess move. If there's a character that could bring some seriousness and viciousness out of Riddle, it's Randy Orton. That's the goal here, I'm sure. Give Riddle a serious side of it. Ease into the seriousness.
I hope that's what I see from this, because that's the best way. That's the best way to get him to a elevated point. Because like I already said, I don't see that. Oh, bro, going to the main event. to the main event. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it going to the main event.
It's over. It's working to me. The flip-flops, the bro, the barefootedness. It stands out.
It's corny kitty stuff, though.
Kitty? There's nothing kitty about marijuana.
It's cool.
There's nothing kitty about it.
Unless he actually has it in his hand.
Oh, you know what I mean? You're being extreme. We get the point.
That's the whole thing.
You don't need to have it in his hand.
Unless you actually have it in your hand, or you're displaying smoke, or you're displaying that you really just got high. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real point of doing bro all the time. What is that? That don't mean you're high.
It's a catchphrase.
You know what I mean? You look more like a surfer. You might as well be a surfer. That's what he is.
He's a surfer stoner. Riddle's gonna be a big star. You heard it here first. God, man, please let the world hear it here first. Riddle will be a big star. I want my flower.